Hey, this is me, Rafia Mehman. Today we are going to discuss BYD in Pakistan and its long-term impact, and with the we also compare with the other models variant that is look like BYD, or our BYD is going to tough competition to those models in international and in Pakistani markets as well, and its long-term impact. Without wasting our time, I just like to mention over here currently in Pakistan as of 9 September 2024, I like to mention that currently the market dynamics are very unstable, but due to auto industry is a very cyclical stocks, and it's more like into depending on the financing and LC's issues. Currently in Pakistan, the Indus and Park Suzuki Motors are facing those issues, and I guess with the passage of a time by the 2024, by the end of 2024, things will get better. And as you know that there are so many variants of the different companies are going to be launched, and we will discuss all these things in this video. So let's get started this video. As you all know that what is BYD, so you can pause it and understand, and we just get straight get to the topic that we are supposed to talk, and which is that BYD partnered with Mega Motors, which is a subsidiary of Hupco, and it's going to introduce plug-in hybrid vehicle and electric vehicles, and we are going to discuss soon. And if we talk about its brand launch, happened at Lahore on 17 August 2024, and we expect that the booking will start in the month of October or maybe end of September. So there is no specific date mentioned by the company, or industry is just assuming. Okay, and if we talk about their plug-in hybrid variant, there is a variant of BYD Celion 6 is going to launch with a fuel average of 17.24 and torque of 550, power of 319 HP, and engine size is 1.5 liter turbocharged engine. And further for the further aspects, you can pause and have a look on it. If we talk about electric vehicle, there's a two variant that BYD is going to launch at a Seal and Auto 3. If we talk about the charge time, it's 37 and 45 minutes respectively. Its body type is crossover SUV and crossover SUV, which is the same. And if we talk about the charge power, which is 89 kWdc, and for the Seal it's 140 kWdc. And if we talk about the range, it's 330 kilometer, and for the Sail it's 425 kilometer, and battery type is lithium for the both. And you can pause this and understand it for the better technical understanding of these cars. If we talk about international market, BYD versus Tesla is a very big debate, but we are going to discuss BYD Seal Premium versus Tesla Model 3. And if we talk about the comparison, and we just have slightly touched it. So 2024 BYD Seal Premium अगर हम देखें, so there's a price range of $58,798, and Tesla model prices is around 61,900, and which is available right now. And if we talk about the range, it's 570 kilometer, and it's 513 kilometer battery. If we talk about the battery, it's 82.56 kilowatt hour lithium iron phosphate, and it's 60 kilowatt hour lithium iron phosphate. And more or less, in the comparison, if we talk about the prices though, which is available, which is good in the battery, having a high range as compared to the Tesla, so BYD is a complete package. And it's going to launch in Pakistani market. It's a very good initiative. And I think that going forward there will be and slightly chance that Chinese manufacturers of automobile will expand their plants in Karachi or maybe in Pakistan, in different cities of Pakistan, and then from Pakistan they are going to export to the international world, because as you know that currently the Chinese markets are aggressively exporting their cars, but international market are imposing tariff on them. If we talk about the comparison, Howell 6 HEV versus BYD Celion 6P. If we talk about the Howell is a brand of Sasgar. Sasgar is a public listed company which partnered with GWM Motors, and with them they are introducing their different variant. And Howell is a car which is a best selling of the 2024 as of now, right now in currently in Pakistan. So Howell S6 HEV is the biggest selling car, and if we compare with the BYD, most of the aspects are the same. As you can see, you can pause the video and have a look on it. I straight get to the topic of the auto financing and its impact. Currently, the Pakistani market sees the data that has been revealed by the Central Bank, State Bank of Pakistan, which shows that car financing decreased from 285 billion PKR in July 2023 to 228 billion in July 2024. And they are also having a policy that one person cannot take a loan more than 3 million PKR, which shows that there is a constraint in the auto financing, and one person cannot afford a car on just on the auto financing. They have to put their more equity or investment in that car to buy that. Okay. If we talk about the impact, number one is that the rising cost which resulted in the most affordable vehicles. If we talk about the Pakistan Park Suzuki Motors cars, or maybe if we talk about Honda cars, it's getting massively expensive, and now the cost is a major chunk, number one. And there are no cheapest option available for the middle class people. Secondly, any installment plan which is given by the company is on the at the words that companies are not giving any installment plan to their consumers, because of there is no guarantee that people will refund their funds, or what maybe pay their amount. So if you talk about the sales and production data, you can also have a look on the PAMA. I also mentioned that source, but as of right now you can see that the if you talk about the comparison between on cumulative basis from FY 2023 to 2024, a few months, if you take it to have a look on it. So in 1300cc we have seen that the Honda cars are the best selling in FY 2023, in comparison with the if we talk about FY 2024, the sales has been dropped drastically. And if we talk about the Swift, you can see the numbers are from changed from 7,707 to 3,445. And in Toyota, we see that Toyota maintained its market share from 14,000 to 9,000, which is relatively low, but not as low as compared to the other variant. And this you can have a look on it. If we talk about the total basis, the units has been decreased from 36,000 or approx 37,000 to 20,373. And in 1000cc car, if we talk about that, Suzuki Cultus and WagonR, Suzuki WagonR sales also dropped. And in if we talk about the below 1000, there's a two variant. There's a Suzuki Bolan and Suzuki Alto. And Suzuki Alto maintain its market share, which is around 28,000 units to 19,000 units, although respectively it's also declined, but overall it's maintained its market share. And in the total car segment, as you can see that the total market of the passenger car was around 78,575, which is dropped to the one third by 46,417. So you can see that how the unstable market is currently, and the preference of the consumer as well through their different cars numbers. Okay. If we talk about that, in that segment, on Jeeps and pickup, Honda, BRV, and HRV is one of the favorite in FY23. But if we talk about like FY24, you can see that the Sazgar Haval with the 2,633 units become the best selling car of the year, and followed by Toyota Fortuner and MYV. Both have dominate the market, and Indus and Sazgar stock price also increased by X amount, and you can have a look on it. So they both having like a good market share. And apart from that, if you see the number that Cherry Tigo, it's not releasing their numbers, but soon they are going to launch their new variant, which is going to giving a tough competition to the Sazgar with Toyota, Corolla Cross and all. So there's a very huge market that is going to compete with each other. Divan Farooq Motors are going to launch their EV. Sazgar is going to launch their Aura 3, Aura 7, and BYD with coming with Auto 3 and Sail, and its different variant. And further with Cherry Tiggo 8 Pro with hybrid. Honda is going to launch their car in hybrid segment, and it's going to launch by the October. So there are many activities that going in the auto industry right now, but the main questions still remain the same, that what if by the launch of all the new variants and everything, the market demand still remain tangent? And it's a very like a cautious situation right now, that what will happen, that either the number of the sales will increase or not. But again, it's depend on the consumer financing, and I just told you that the consumer perspective. So get back to straight to the our video, which was around long term impacts. If we talk about the long term impacts, number one impact was that if I talked with the management, and they mentioned that they are currently in negotiation with the with having a technical license agreement, and they will put their assembly plant in Karachi by the end of 2026. So and the assembling line is still under discussion and in the planning phase. So there is no capex has been disclosed by the management. Secondly, there is no disclose that what is the status of the technical license agreement. Thirdly, if we talk about as of right now, from this year, it's going to take at least 2 to 3 years to establish the network, to build the society, or maybe to having the awareness to the masses about the electric vehicles and other of their variant. So it took a long time. But if we talk about that, once the variant has been launched and once the plant has been established, just assume that we are in 2026, then what? Then they are going to give the tough competition to Sazgar, Indus, and H-Car. If we talk about the Sazgar having their own variant, Aura 3, Aura 7, Tank, and Haval. And this segment is going to be majorly hit by BYD launch, because right now, currently, not only in Pakistan but around the world, car become a fashion trend. Alright, so I think that as fast as Sazgar entered or penetrate into the market, I think that as fast Sazgar will go into the out of from the market, if the Sazgar not kept on bringing new models into the Pakistani market. If we talk about the Indu have the highest localization factor. Currently, the Indu also announced that they are going to invest $1 billion in the for the localization of the auto parts and all that. So India's having a strong hold, strong presence in the market. I don't think they are going to hit by anything. So they are going to sustain for a long run. Another aspect that Indo cars are made for the rural segment as well. They are good for the offloading, and BYD cars are not made for that Pakistani road type structure. So they are going to be very significantly. I think they have to put their significantly cost into making those kind of a model or body structure of it. So for the urban area, it's a very good and win-win situation. If we talk about the H car, Honda cars are more having a selling in the rural segment and lower side segment, and it's, I think, City and Civic are having can seen the setback by the launch of the BYD, and I think that they will be severely hit by that. And if we talk about the current situation, that internal, if we talk about the most of the company, what did they take the amount from the consumer as an advance payment, and then use that cash in making those in assembling the car and ordering the part, and once it get done, it revert back. So most of the cash and cash balances segment in the balance sheet, if you see, that is not the cash that is generated by the companies, but is it basically an advances from the consumer. Okay, so there is a misleading for that. So might be there's a possibility that they either go for the debt or equity structure, or bond or sukuk, or maybe they will announce either they will use their own cash for that, and the own cash will be generated by the customer advances, not they will not put their own cash again. All right, if we talk about further, if we continue that, it's booking order is also matter, and there are three models are coming and hoping that it could roll out the booking in the fourth quarter. Number one, that currently the CBU units, either it will be 300 or 400 or 500 units, they're not going to be available for the public. Number one. Second, there is going to be an LC issue, time of delivery, PKR parity, and market share. These are the challenges that BYD can be faced. But if the PKR is stable and government is not facing any issue and time of delivery is also fine, I think that they are going to sustain for a longer time. And if we talk about the management highlights that they hope to establish adequate charging infrastructure, and they are planning to develop their own network, and for that they are collaborating with other players such as OMCs. But again, I like to mention that if this is going to be happen, then this is the end of gasoline cars. Number one. Secondly, again, it will take time. As you know that Pakistan is very backward in technology, so it will take 5 to 6 years to build up that charging infrastructure, and all these advancement technology that car segments have. I think it's a very long impact, and currently we cannot see. But if you can bet on it, you love to have a ride of BYD cars and all that, go for it, because again, it's a consumer preference. Auto industry cannot be judged based on the numbers of the car. Auto industry judged based on the preference of the consumer, and we cannot control the preferences of the consumer. So I think BYD is going to dominate the Pakistani market. Number one. Secondly, it will vanish. It will dominate, and not only dominate, but the share of the Honda and Sasgar and other brands, other small brands, is going to be end. And if BYD not only launch only these three variants, they mentioned that, I discussed with the Hubco management, they mentioned that they are going and planning to launch small cars which can compete with the Pakistan Suzuki, and in a smaller segment also for the middle class. So if this is going to be happen, then for sure that this is the end of the Pakistani manufacturing cars, and I think that there will be more Chinese manufacturers than the Japanese manufacturers. And the current situation that all around the world is facing, that there will be a competition that we can see in the Pakistani market would be around Japanese cars versus Chinese cars, and let's see who will dominate. But as of right now, it will take time, and if it is taking the time, and if we are going to be into the futures of EV, then for sure BYD is going to dominate, and they will take some measures, and they will take the market share and become the market leader in Pakistan. So that's all from my side. If you have any question, you can drop me a message, and please don't forget to share, subscribe, and like this video. So thank you. Love us.